God can, it's knowing that He will.
All right. And thank you very much
Absolutely.
for joining in to What is a Little Girl Supposed to Do? We're talking about
faith today. We're talking about faith, perseverance, and redemption.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And my name is Balinda Beltran, and thank you for joining us today. It is Saturday, and we are so happy to be here again to talk about faith, what it really is, and what it should be to you.
Hello. Thank you guys for joining in to the live Facebook. And to all of those that do not know that me and my mother, you were on her live Facebook, and that is Balinda Beltran. And we do have a podcast, and our podcast is called What is a Little Girl Supposed to Do? And we get together and we do the podcast. We come to the studio and we do the podcast once a week. And we think of and we come up with different topics to share with you folks. Everybody is more than welcome to always give us ideas and give us suggestions on things that we should talk about or things that they would like to hear us talk about. So today I want to say thank you for joining into What is the Little Girl Supposed to Do? And I am here with my co-host, Balinda Beltran.
Thank you, daughter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're happy to be here. We've had a marvelous summer. It's almost over. And we is so blessed to be here. And what we're going to be talking about today is faith. And my daughter has a quote. It came from one of my cousins. She's amazing. She doesn't live here locally. She lives in Chicago. And my daughter will read what she says about faith on her Facebook. Her name is Esther Hope. Hello, Esther. We love you. We miss you. We will be in Chicago pretty soon to see everyone. Share the love.
Okay, so it says, faith is not believing that God can, it's knowing that God will.
That's amazing. And I would like the faith that I had or have for God. I know God is our Father and He knows best for us. And the question is, do we really have the faith that we say that we have when it comes to praying and wanting God to answer our prayers? And people have to understand that God knows when to answer your prayers and what to do, because He is our Father and He knows what's going on in this life. So what I would like to share is I suffered from, the doctor said, mental illness, being a paranoid schizophrenic, and this began back in 1979 through 1989. But I have to bear witness with some of the things that I experienced in my life dealing with mental illness and with medication. That was a nightmare what I dealt with. My daughter can let you know some of the things that her and her brother had to deal with at a very young age. This was all new to us. And some of the medication that I was on, it was horrible. I would sleep. I wouldn't be able to sleep. One time I was up for 3 weeks. I could not go to sleep, even though I was taking the medicine. The medicine did the reverse on me. And my daughter, we talked about this yesterday. My daughter remembers some of the side effects that I had from this one medication, and she can let you know some of the things that happened to me that they had to go through at a very young age. LaShonti?
Do you remember? Like it when your experience of that journey?
I remember. Yes,
you remember?
I remember everything.
Do you remember when was it the first time that they diagnosed you and then you administered the medicine?
Well, I was diagnosed as having a mental illness in 1979.
Okay.
And it all started when I was in a car accident, and I was off work for a while. I wasn't able to get any sleep. My children were ages, my son was only 4.
Okay.
My daughter was, you were 6. You're 2 years older than your brother, right?
Yeah.
She was 6. And I was a working mother, single mom. And so I got in a car accident, and that was the beginning of the transformation in my thoughts and the things that was going on. I was under a lot of pressure, had just got out of a bad relationship, domestic violence, terrible husband, rest in peace, he's gone now. But it was a challenge for me to go through what I went through. So the first medicine that they had me on was some Haldol. This medicine had me shuffling. I could not think.
Right.
It was like my brain was shut down. And some of the side effects from this medicine was my eyes would roll into my head, and the only thing you could see was the white part, because I would look up, and my daughter will explain what her and my son experienced with this side effect of this medication. It was horrible.
I remember a lot of different ones. So I know that what we were talking about last night. Was when me and my brother was coming home from school, and we got off the school bus, and when my mom opened up the door, her eyes was up. And so if they're up and you could see
you couldn't even see the black, just the white.
You couldn't see the pupils. It were just white. And so when we looked at our mom, we said, "Mom, what are you looking at?" We were trying to figure out what our mom was looking at. We were looking, and then I was like, "Oh my gosh, maybe Mom saw a mouse and it was crawling up there." And then so I was trying to look for what you were looking at, and then she said, "It's the medicine. The medicine has had my eyes stuck like this. I can't get them down." And then me and my brother, of course, was sad. And but then you said that you wanted to go to the store. Yes. And I said, "How are we going to go to the store?" And you said, "I'm going to drive." And I said, "But I thought your eyes was up. And I thought you couldn't get your eyes down." And you said, "I can't." And I said, "How are you going to drive?" And you said, "Come on, we got things that we have to do." And you got in the car, and you had fixed the rear view. What is that? The rear view mirror. And you were fixing it, and I remember it was a gold Cordoba.
Yes.
And we was driving, and me and Muhammad was looking. You was driving, but your eyes was up. Your eyes were up.
Yes.
I don't know how you were able to drive that Cordoba or any vehicle of any kind. I don't know. I at the time, and even now that we're talking about it, for me to think about it, I don't know how you were able to do that, because your eyes, I could not see the black pupils, the brown, whatever color. Your eye, I just saw white. And so for you to be able to drive a car, but you did.
I did. And That's where faith came in, because I knew that God had my back. He helped me every step of the way because I could not see, but he led me and instructed me on what to do. I had faith. I believed that God was going to make sure that me and my children was going to be all right. Because that journey that I was on was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. And I was in the mental hospital for like 9 months. And that was horrible. That was a horrible experience. But now I know, having faith and believing in God being our Heavenly Father, and everything that we go through in this life, it is supposed to happen because it's going to either make us or break us. We have that choice. God gave us a brain. We have a choice whether we want to do the right thing and just hang in there and continue on the path of righteousness. And don't take your anger out on other people, because God has the vengeance. He wants us to believe and to know that he got us. He have us. And we just have to keep the faith. Believe that your Father is listening to your prayers. He knows what you need. And he knows how to heal you. And I pray to God every day, God, I cannot continue going through this. What I'm going through, I said I would rather be dead than to continue going through what I go through. So I know why sometimes people do commit suicide. They can't take it no more. They believe that once they leave this place, they're going to be okay. But suicide should not happen. Should not have to happen. That should not be your last resort, is to kill yourself. Because you, as a human being, we have choices. We have choices what to do. And God will make sure that we are going to be all right. We just have to stay on that path and believe that God knows what is needed, and he will protect us, because he definitely protected me every step of the way, because those voices would come and tell me to end my life. It instructed me where to go. Go to the pawn shop, go buy yourself a gun, come home, go in your bedroom, go in the bathroom and just shoot yourself in the head and it's going to be all right. And I said, no. What would happen to my family? What would happen to my children if I would kill myself? They would have to suffer. And God said, Balinda, you are going to be all right. Just listen to what I'm telling you. I have you. You're not going through this just because I want you to be one of my soldiers. I want you to go into the world and explain and show and live for God. Love yourself, love God, and do the right thing. So God showed me. He cleared me. He told me, Balinda, you are going to be all right. And I kept praying, and God lifted Satan, because Satan was definitely trying to destroy me and everyone else around me. And my children, I love my children, and I love my family. I said, I cannot do this. Keep the faith. Believe. Pray. ask God to help you. Because I told God, if you clear my mind, you give me my mind back, I will do your will. And that's why we're here with what is a little girl supposed to do? This is what a little girl is supposed to do. A little girl is supposed to be a light during this dark time, because people is like in a wilderness. They do not know where to go, where to think, what to think, because they're lost. They do not have their connection to God. Because you look at it like this, the tree of life. To say you have a tree, a fruit tree, apple tree, like they said, the apple. But if you have a fruit tree, the apple fall off the tree, fall onto the ground, now it's disconnected. When you're disconnected from the source, from God, you will die eventually, because you're separated, you're not connected. This is what we need to do as human beings. We need to connect to the Almighty. We are God's. We are God's. And we need to find the God in us to do God's will. I'll let you hear from LaShonti.
You're so right, though. God's will. And you're so right when it comes to faith. And I remember that when I don't know if I got it from you, but there was a seasoning, and it was mustard seed. And when you look at the size of mustard seed is super, super tiny. I apologize that I did not bring that object with me, because I would have showed you. I carry around a mustard seed, and it's super, super tiny. And I know that it's said in the Bible, and it's said in the Christianity religion, that faith is just the size of a mustard seed. And you only have to have that little bit of faith just to know and truly know that He knows every single thing that someone has said to you that was wrong. He knows every single thing that someone has done to you that was wrong. He knows all that was said. He knows all that. And every day is a challenge. Every day for each individual person is a challenge. Is a challenge for something. Either procrastination, either it's to get out of bed, either it's to go out of the house, whatever it is. Okay, whatever it is. Everybody has their own challenges. Everybody has their. But to stay on topic, when it comes to faith, it's very small that the size of it that you have to have, and be confident in that faith. Just like how when you get in your car, you're confident when you start it up, you're confident that it's going to start because you haven't had any problems with it. So it's to have faith that he or she, but have faith that the Spirit, the Almighty, the all-knowing is going to take care of you 365 degrees. He has you. They have you covered. They have you covered 360 degrees all around you. You're covered. Have faith in that. And I could be here all day. You see, I can ramble, but I can tell you when it comes to faith, I've had to live by it, and I honor it because it has truly kept me in line of where I am going, and it has kept me safe from where I have been, and it has kept me confident. As long as I am not hard-headed, it has kept me confident that as long as I have faith, I will be guided and directed in the right direction where I'm supposed to be going and what I'm supposed to be doing, the moves that I'm supposed to be making. Absolutely. Stop, look, and listen.
Yes.
Is what
Yes,
my
yes.
mom said to me too. And every since she said that, I've stopped and I've been looking and I've been paying attention. And there's nothing about that faith. There's nothing like it. Once you have it and be confident and know that things that we be praying about, sometimes I'm sure, unless you're praying about the same thing, things that we be praying about or things that we be hoping about, if you look back, those things really have already been taken care of. It has. They took care of it. And he gonna take care. They gonna take care of it. He gonna take care of it. He timely. He come when he's supposed to. He don't come like this is attention us. But for us, when we call, because he don't work for us. You know what I mean? He don't work for us. So and we're just because we ask for something, don't mean that he gonna give it to us instantly, but he heard us. And as long as we continue to have faith, he gonna make sure that we got what we've asked for, especially if you have faith.
Yes.
Got to have faith.
Yes.
Got to have faith.
And prayer is so important.
Yes.
With your faith. Because God knows what your desires are. He knows what you've done, what you're doing, and what you are thinking of, your thoughts. So you cannot get away with anything. So God wants to hear from you. He wants to hear your prayer. He wants to hear your prayer, what your desires are, what you want, and are you working toward what you're talking about? Because in the end, if you've gone to the church, synagogue, or wherever your faith belongs, he wants to know how much time did you spend learning, and since you learned something, have it changed your life to do better by yourself and others? Because sometimes people listen, they sit year after year, but there's no different activity. Why is that? Did you really learn something? Or were you sitting there like comatose?
Comatose.
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 Not knowing what you heard. And if you did not learn anything, then nothing is going to change. Because the definition of mental illness, insanity, is to continue doing the same thing day after day, year after year, and ain't making no changes. Life is not magic. You got to put forth some effort. You got to make some mental changes. You got to learn how to love. Love is so important. Why do you think all of us is here on this planet together? God is checking us out.
Right.
Seeing how everybody is treating each other. And ain't nobody getting away with nothing. Because what's done in the dark, will be brought to the light. And we just have to keep. We just got to keep it real. You can't hide.
No.
You can't hide.
No.
You think ain't nobody looking and seeing what you doing? Wrong. Somebody is seeing what you're doing. So
Yes.
you got to keep it real. You got to be truthful. Stop all this lying, cheating, stealing, just doing stuff that you know ain't right. Because God will let you know, hey, this ain't right. This ain't right. So we ain't gonna try to get confused about what's right and what's wrong.
Well,
We ain't gonna get confused about that.
but now, some people, they might not know. But
Wait.
the difference between right and wrong, some people might not know.
But I mean, everybody got a conscience. First of all, everybody got that little voice telling them, hey, this ain't cool.
I got you.
Yeah. So
Okay, I see what you're saying. Now, if somebody does something and they don't have a conscience.
you have to have a conscience.
But what if they don't?
I-
Meaning like a conscience, meaning that should they feel bad for what they've done?
But
Or what is a conscience? What do you mean
a
a conscience
conscience
then?
is like that little voice that's telling you. That's your conscience.
What is it saying? Like, you shouldn't have done that?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody got a
shouldn't have said
conscience.
that. Okay. So what Sam's saying, if your some people's conscience might not tell them, hey, you shouldn't have just did that. You shouldn't have said that. Some people don't have that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Some people don't have that.
well, I mean,
Because then think about it. Because if everybody had that, then when you do wrong once, you know it. Now at this point, you've done it. You know it was wrong. Okay?
yes.
Now, you would think they wouldn't do it again.
But sometimes doing wrong become a habit.
Okay, but becomes a habit.
Becomes a habit.
Okay, so then you habitually like doing wrong.
Yes.
So then do you think they feel they have a conscience for the first wrong that they've done?
Yes.
So they know it was wrong and they feel bad?
I can't say they feel bad.
Okay, so they know it was wrong.
They know it was wrong.
So-
but whether they feel bad or not,
I
that's a
got you.
choice that they got to make.
I got you. So then they repeatedly do wrong when
Okay.
they know it's wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
So then if you repeatedly do something
Right.
continuously,
Absolutely.
then now it's a habit. So it probably ain't bothering you.
Right.
I mean, they bothering you because you've been doing it time and time.
Right.
So now it's part of your personality.
Right. So what I don't think is wrong.
It ain't wrong. It might not be wrong to you, but it may be wrong to the person you're doing it to.
That is true. So then the person that I'm doing it to, should they speak up? Or me as the person that's doing wrong to them, am I responsible for doing wrong to them?
Well, believe me, if you're doing wrong to somebody, you're going to get away with it all the time. They're going to eventually speak up, or they might do some harm to you. I mean, they gonna be like, hey, I'm not taking this mess no more from you.
Right.
I'm either not going to be around you, cut you off, or go try to do some harm to you to pay you back.
I got you.
I mean,
I got you.
yeah. I mean, they ain't gonna continue accepting what you done wrong
Right.
to them.
Hi, Cousin Shirley. Cousin Shirley's calling you. So you're right. You're totally right.
Yeah.
But some people will continuously do wrong to you.
Yes.
Some
They
people will.
Yes.
And I mean, if you kind of like snugly like a pillow, and you know what I mean, and it's easy to just kind of just throw stuff at you or bounce stuff off you, people will. Because I mean, when you're the yes person, and when you decide one time to say no,
Yeah.
or I don't want to, do it be a problem?
It'd be a problem for them because now you done changed up on them and you done said no, and they wasn't used to you saying no. So that's when the change come in, a change of mind. So what should we do as our team, what is a little girl supposed to do? Mother and daughter, what should we do to continue to help the society that we live in? Because right now, I mean, the society that we living in, we ain't never witnessed none of this.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know what part though, because there's a lot of stuff going on.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
We ain't never witnessed what is happening in this world. So that's what I'm saying. How are we going to continue making a difference in people's lives? What can we do to help promote more love, peace, and harmony? What can be done?
Wow. I know that it's hard to, when people be like, oh, we all just need to love each other. We all just need to love each other. I mean, that's in a perfect world, you know what I mean? In a perfect world with tulips and roses and all that stuff. Yes, we all, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Love each other. Love each other. We all, really need to just, like you said, we just all need to just figure it out.
Yeah.
We would all figure it out. We're all adults.
Yes.
We're all adults. We're not kids anymore.
You're right.
Remember when you was a child, when how happy you was and you was excited about being 18?
Yep. I could leave home.
Oh.
Yes.
Leave home,
Yes.
make your own decision,
Yes.
do what you want to do, right?
Yes.
Do what you want to do.
Yes.
And then that's the thing. Yes. Do what you want to do.
Yes.
You know what and what if you do what you want to do, you will have less time being concerned about what somebody else is doing.
Yes.
If you don't I was raised, if you don't have nothing nice to say, you're not supposed to say anything at all.
Yes. If it's negative,
Okay.
if you have negative things to say about anyone, keep it to yourself. Because sitting around gossiping and talking about other people, that's a sin.
Right.
That's a sin. So get a life, because I read once that small people sit around and talk about each other. Smart people may sit around and talk about ideas, but intelligent people, they will execute their ideas. So which one of those people are you? Just think about it. You ain't got to answer me, but just think of. I'm talking to the audience.
Oh yes.
Whoever. Just think about those things.
Absolutely.
How do you spend your 20? Everybody got 24 hours in a day. Okay. Everybody got 24 hours, and it's how we spend that time in our day. Make note of it. How do you spend your day and your time? Because we're going to have to answer for the things that we decided to do within that 24 hours. Yeah.
We're going to have to decide. Exactly.
Yeah. We're going to have to decide what we are doing with our time, because this time that we is on this planet, we bless right now. We bless for being here, because it's just so many things going on right now. Earthquakes, tornadoes, floods, fires. Y'all better get it right, because this is no joke. This is not a game that we're playing. This is not a game. People need to take life more serious, because tomorrow is not promised to no one. And stop procrastinating, saying you're going to do it later. No. Later may not even come. So you need to do what you can do today. Show love. And if you wrong somebody, apologize. Say, I made a mistake. Will you forgive me? Can we move forward from this day forward in love? because tomorrow is not promised. And it's going to be too late. I done been to too many funerals where people was talking about, well, I was mad at the person. I didn't talk to them, and now they dead, and I can't say nothing. You had enough time. If you're here, do it now.
Why you put it? Wow. Why you turn it back on me? You say like that.
We gonna it's time to end.
Wow.
Give your your final.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. What is the little girl supposed to do? That was a lot. And how my mom just gave you that atomic bomb and just let off just threw in a bunch of grenades, and then she turned it around, and then you guys are boom on me. Wow. Hey, you guys now get to experience instantly like what I got to come up with. So there you go. That is why we have What Is the Little Girl Supposed to Do? Because we are unscripted. When we talk about things, it's not rehearsed. It's straight from the cusp. I want to say thank you for watching me, LaShonti Turner, and my mother, Balinda Beltran.
Yes, we just have to keep it real. Okay, that's what's wrong with our society now. People want to sugarcoat things and make sure you feel good, you get massaged. No, we have to keep this real, okay? And the truth is the only thing that's going to set us free. God bless you all. Have a great future. Continue this journey on our planet. We love you all, and thank you for checking us out. What is the little girl supposed to do? We have a lot to do. We appreciate everyone.